I found out my girlfriend of a year had been having an affair with my brother the whole time. I was 60 feet up a dying red oak with a chainsaw on my hip when my phone buzzed. A camera alert from the kitchen. Motion detected. 1:12 p.m. I'd mounted it 3 weeks earlier just to watch for tile deliveries. I opened the clip because I had nothing better to do while my line reset. 2 seconds long. Long enough. Bianca was standing at our new island wearing my brother's flannel, her hand flat on his chest, his mouth against her hair. I watched it 4 more times hanging in my harness, hands steady, everything else in me gone somewhere far away. My ground man Reyes yelled up, asking if I was good to keep cutting. I told him give me a minute. I climbed down slower than I needed to, and finished the job anyway, because some stubborn part of me needed 1 hour where I still controlled something. A year earlier, none of this seemed possible. I met Bianca at the animal hospital when I brought my dog Ranger in for a torn dew claw. She held him steady while the vet stitched him, talked to him low and calm, wrote her number on the discharge paperwork. We were good together. Easy, unremarkable, the kind of good that feels like the whole point of being alive. She moved in 8 months later. I own my house outright, bought it years before I met her. She never asked to be put on the deed. I never offered. At the time, that felt like nothing. My brother Grady runs operations at our dad's company, Kessler Grounds, landscaping and hardscape work across 3 counties. When Bianca and I gutted our kitchen, Grady offered to run the job himself, family rate. Said he'd rather have someone he trusted than a stranger nickel and diming us. That Christmas, he stood up and toasted to how lucky I was to find someone who could keep up with me. I remember thinking it was the nicest thing he'd ever said about me in public. My best friend Toby warned me early. Said a guy from his old gym knew Bianca's ex-fiancé, a man named Preston Dale. Said the story going around was Bianca hadn't just left Preston, she'd ended up with his younger brother instead, and it got ugly enough that Preston left the state. I told Toby people talk. Exes always sound worse than they are. Bianca had told me herself Preston cheated on her twice. I filed it away and didn't think about it again. Then the small things started. Month 9, her phone passcode changed. She'd always used my birthday, a joke between us since our 3rd date. She said a coworker saw her messages and she felt weird about it. A bottle of perfume showed up in her bathroom drawer, one I didn't recognize. A gift from a friend from vet school, she said, a friend I'd never met. She started staying later at my mom's for dinner. Said she and Grady got stuck talking renovation timelines and lost track of time. Every single thing on its own was nothing. 2 weeks before that camera clip, I checked the location app we'd set up for her overnight shifts. Out of boredom more than suspicion. Her dot wasn't at the clinic. It was parked at a self-storage facility off Route 9, one Kessler Grounds used for seasonal equipment. I texted her. She said she'd grabbed holiday decorations for the porch. When I got home that night, 2 totes of string lights sat by the garage door. It explained everything. I told myself it didn't have to mean anything. So when that clip came through 60 feet up a tree, I already had a lake full of small stones I'd never looked down at. I drove home without finishing cleanup. Bianca's car wasn't in the driveway. Grady's wasn't either. I let myself into a kitchen full of dust sheets and sawhorses and stood in the exact spot where I'd just watched her stand with my brother's hand on her. When she got home that evening, tired from her shift, kissing my cheek like nothing was wrong, I looked at her wrist. The bracelet from the video was gone. I asked how her day went. Slow, she said. Nothing interesting. I asked if she'd swung by the house at all during her shift. No, she said. She'd been on the floor the whole time. Why do you ask? There was a half beat before she answered. I told her no reason. I didn't say another word about it. I just filed it away with everything else. And for the first time, I lied back too. 11 days after I finally sat her down and she swore, crying, that it was over, I opened that camera app one more time out of habit. This time she was on a call after midnight, coaching my brother word for word on exactly what to tell his own wife. Full story is only on Spotify. Search LomuStories and follow.